Important letter from Social Security. SSA says don't ignore it. If you have recently received a notice in the mail from the Social Security Administration, or if you are worried that one may be on the way, this update is for you. Today, we are going to talk clearly and calmly about what that letter could mean for your Social Security retirement benefits, your SSI payments, or your SSDI checks. Some of these letters are routine, some are reminders, but others require action by a specific deadline. And missing that deadline could delay your payments or even suspend your benefits. This is not something to panic about, but it is something to take seriously. In this video, we are going to walk through what these notices usually contain, what action required really means, how to make sure the letter is legitimate, how to protect your benefits, and what to do if you disagree with what the SSA says. Many seniors and disabled Americans depend on their monthly payments from the Social Security Administration for rent, groceries, medicine, and basic living expenses. Whether you receive retirement benefits, supplemental security income, or Social Security disability insurance, those monthly deposits are often the backbone of your financial stability. That is why any official letter from the SSA deserves careful attention. Sometimes people put these letters aside because they assume it is just a routine update. Other times, fear causes them to ignore it. Both reactions can create problems. The truth is that most SSA letters are manageable once you understand what they mean and what steps, if any, you need to take. The Social Security Administration regularly sends out notices for many different reasons. Some letters simply confirm your cost of living adjustment. Others notify you about a change in your monthly benefit amount. Some letters inform you about a review of your eligibility. There are also overpayment notices, direct deposit update confirmations, requests for documents, and notices about changes in your Medicare premiums. Each type of letter has a different purpose, and understanding that purpose is the first step in protecting your benefits. One of the most common letters seniors receive is a benefit verification notice. This may confirm how much you receive each month and when you will receive it. Often, these letters are sent at the end of the year or at the start of a new year when cost of living adjustments take effect. These notices are generally informational. They tell you how your benefit amount has changed due to inflation adjustments approved by the government. Even though these letters may not require action, it is still important to read them carefully. You should make sure the amount listed matches what is deposited into your bank account. If there is a difference, that is a sign you may need to contact the SSA. Another very common letter is a notice about an eligibility review. If you receive SSI or SSDI, the SSA periodically reviews your case to confirm that you still qualify. For SSI recipients, this may include reviewing your income, resources, and living situation. For SSDI recipients, it may involve a continuing disability review to determine whether you still meet the medical requirements. These letters often state that additional information is needed. When you see language like action required or please respond by, that means you must provide the requested documents or information by a specific deadline. Failing to respond can lead to suspension of benefits. An overpayment notice is another type of letter that causes stress for many beneficiaries. An overpayment means the SSA believes you were paid more than you were entitled to receive. This can happen for several reasons. It may be due to unreported income, a change in living arrangements, or an error in how your benefits were calculated. When the SSA believes there has been an overpayment, they send a formal notice explaining the amount they say you owe and how they plan to recover it. Sometimes they propose reducing your future monthly payments to recover the overpaid amount. This type of letter absolutely requires attention. You have rights in this situation, including the right to appeal or request a waiver if the overpayment was not your fault and you cannot afford to repay it. There are also letters that deal with direct deposit changes. If you recently updated your bank account information, the SSA may send a confirmation notice. This letter is important because it helps protect you from fraud. If you receive a notice saying your direct deposit information was changed and you did not request that change, you must act immediately. Contacting the SSA quickly can help prevent your payment from being sent to the wrong account. Sometimes the SSA sends letters requesting additional documentation. For example, they may ask for proof of income, bank statements, medical records, or updated contact information. These requests often include a deadline. The phrase "action required" usually means the SSA cannot continue processing your benefits without the requested information. Ignoring this type of notice can lead to delayed payments or temporary suspension until the information is provided. It is important to understand that an official letter from the Social Security Administration will clearly identify the agency and usually include your name, the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, and detailed information about your case. However, there are also scams. Criminals sometimes send fake letters or make phone calls pretending to be from Social Security. That is why it is critical to verify that any notice you receive is legitimate. Real SSA letters will not threaten immediate arrest or demand payment through unusual methods like gift cards or cryptocurrency. Official communication is professional, detailed, and gives you clear instructions about your rights. If you ever feel unsure about whether a letter is real, you can verify it by contacting the Social Security Administration directly through official channels. Do not use phone numbers listed on suspicious letters. Instead, use trusted contact information that you know belongs to the SSA. When you call, have the letter in front of you so you can reference the notice number or any identifying details. This simple step can protect you from falling victim to fraud. Understanding what action required really means can reduce a lot of anxiety. It does not automatically mean you are in trouble. It simply means the SSA needs something from you in order to continue processing your case. It could be as simple as confirming your address or submitting a form. The key is to respond within the time frame provided. Deadlines are important because the SSA operates on strict processing rules. If you miss a deadline, your benefits may be paused until the issue is resolved. If you disagree with the contents of a letter, you have the right to appeal. The notice will explain how to request reconsideration or file an appeal. There is usually a time limit for doing so. Acting quickly protects your right to continue receiving benefits during the appeal process. In some cases, many people are not aware that they can challenge a decision. Knowing your rights empowers you to take action calmly and confidently. Now, let us continue and go deeper into what these letters can truly mean for your monthly income and long-term financial stability. When you depend on Social Security retirement, SSI, or SSDI, even a small change in your payment can affect your ability to cover essential expenses. That is why understanding the full meaning behind an SSA notice is so important. One of the most serious letters you can receive is a suspension or reduction notice. This type of notice explains that the SSA plans to reduce or stop your benefits starting on a specific date. The reason could be related to income limits, changes in your living arrangement, medical improvement in a disability case, failure to respond to a review, or even incarceration records. Sometimes it can also be connected to changes in marital status, work activity, or assets that exceed SSI resource limits. The notice will usually explain the reason for the decision and the date the change will begin. If you see language stating that your benefits will stop or decrease, it is critical to act quickly. Even if you believe the decision is wrong, ignoring the letter will not make the issue disappear. Responding before the deadline can protect your right to continue receiving payments while the issue is reviewed. In disability cases, continuing disability reviews are common. The SSA is required by law to periodically review cases to determine whether beneficiaries still meet the medical criteria for disability. If you receive SSDI, you may be asked to submit updated medical information, attend a consultative examination, or complete detailed questionnaires about your condition. These reviews do not automatically mean you are losing benefits. Many beneficiaries continue receiving payments after the review is complete. However, failing to cooperate or provide requested medical records can result in termination. If your condition has not improved and you provide accurate information, you have a strong foundation for continuing benefits. SSI recipients often receive financial review letters. Because SSI is based on income and resources, the SSA must regularly confirm that you still meet the limits. If your bank balance exceeded the allowed threshold at any point, even temporarily, the SSA may send a notice questioning your eligibility. If you recently received financial help from family, started part-time work, or moved into a new living situation, these factors can affect your payment amount. The letter may request documentation such as bank statements, pay stubs, or proof of household expenses. Providing clear documentation quickly can prevent delays. Overpayment letters deserve special attention because they can create fear and confusion. An overpayment notice states that you were paid more than you should have received. The amount listed can sometimes be large, especially if the issue covers many months. However, you have rights. You can request reconsideration if you believe the amount is incorrect. You can also request a waiver if the overpayment was not your fault and repaying it would cause financial hardship. Many seniors do not realize that repayment plans can be negotiated. The SSA may propose withholding a portion of your monthly benefit, but if that amount would prevent you from meeting basic needs like rent, food, or utilities, you can request a lower withholding rate. Taking action quickly is important because once recovery begins, it can be harder to adjust the terms. Another important type of letter relates to Medicare premiums. For many retirees, Medicare Part B premiums are automatically deducted from Social Security checks. If premiums increase, your net benefit may decrease even if there was a cost of living adjustment. The SSA may send a notice explaining changes in deductions. Reading this carefully helps you understand why your deposit may look slightly different from the previous month. These changes are not always negative. Sometimes adjustments reflect corrections or recalculations that can benefit you. In recent years, seniors have also been concerned about stimulus payments and special relief programs. Although large federal stimulus programs are not constant, the SSA may send formational letters explaining how certain payments interact with SSI or SSDI. In some cases, temporary relief payments do not count as income for SSI resource calculations. In other cases, changes in federal or state assistance programs can affect eligibility. Staying informed through official notices ensures that you understand how new policies impact your benefits. Protecting your benefits starts with organization. Keep all Social Security letters in one safe place. Write down important dates mentioned in each notice. If a response is required, do not wait until the final day. Early action reduces stress and allows time to correct mistakes. When sending documents, keep copies for your records. If you speak with an SSA representative, note the date of the call and the name of the person you spoke with. These small steps create a clear record in case questions arise later. Verifying legitimacy is equally important. Fraud attempts often target seniors. Scam letters may look official at first glance, but they often include urgent threats or unusual payment demands. The real Social Security Administration will not threaten arrest over the phone or demand immediate payment using gift cards. Official letters explain your rights, including appeal rights, and provide structured instructions. If you ever feel uncertain, pause before responding. Contact the SSA directly through trusted channels to confirm the notice. Acting carefully protects both your money and your identity. If you disagree with a decision in a letter, the appeal process is your safeguard. The notice will explain how long you have to request reconsideration. Filing within the stated time frame can preserve your benefits while the decision is reviewed. Many people win appeals because errors can happen. Administrative mistakes, incomplete information, or misinterpretation of documents can lead to incorrect decisions. By responding respectfully and providing supporting documentation, you give yourself the best chance of a fair outcome. For those who feel overwhelmed, remember that you are not alone. Social Security rules can feel complex, especially when they involve medical terminology or financial calculations. Taking time to read the letter slowly and carefully often reveals that the issue is manageable. Many letters are routine confirmations or standard reviews that end without major changes. The key difference between a smooth process and a disruption is timely response. Ultimately, an important letter from Social Security is not something to fear, but it is something to respect. Your retirement SSI or SSDI benefits are too important to ignore official communication. Reading the notice, understanding the reason, responding before deadlines, verifying authenticity, and knowing your rights can protect your monthly income and your peace of mind. Even when a letter contains difficult news, action is always better than silence. As we close today's update, remember that your Social Security benefits are a foundation of your financial security. Staying informed, organized, and proactive keeps that foundation strong. Every letter has a purpose, and most issues can be resolved when handled promptly and calmly. By understanding what these notices mean and by taking the correct steps, you protect not only your benefits, but also your stability and independence. Stay alert, stay organized, and never ignore an important letter from Social Security because your future security depends on